Alright, welcome back to Perdido Key Gaming. This should be the first video of the year. Today, like I promised, we're going to do other stuff other than Magic. Maybe go back to what way it was 4 years ago or something like that. Anyway, today we've got Warhammer 40,000, the core book. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. Games Workshop, of course. They've always done the Warhammer stuff. They always kind of focused on their core stuff through their magazine, White Dwarf, which I don't think is anywhere around. Anyway, White Dwarf used to be kind of fun because it had all this D&D stuff in there, funny stuff. And, you know, once I get, they went to their own stuff. Once the Warhammer stuff came out, White Dwarf, unfortunately, went all Warhammer, all, you know, Games Workshop games. Anyway, so core book. So I'm assuming there's some rules and stuff in here. I've gone through this. It is mostly lore. All right, lore and pictures of their miniatures, well-painted miniatures, of course. All sorts of how to collect this stuff, how to build and paint, and gaming in itself. Battle report, you know, battle round 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a little, looks like the Space Marines versus the other guys. Chaos forces. Anyway, a little description of a short battle, as it were. Lots of artwork, things like that. Gets into the Imperium. Got a nice little map there. Lots and lots of reading material about the Emperor, the Imperium, how things are run, the various chapters, the enemy that's out there for the Space Marines to fight. The gods, ages of mankind, the Dark Ages, Dark Age of Darkness, Age of the Imperium, the aliens showing up, horrors of chaos. Lots of artwork, like I said. I keep repeating myself, but not going to go page by page through this. Like I said, they've got large sections on various chapters of the Space Marines. Got some descriptions of some of the squads, the Space Marine squads, describing how they work in battle. Space Wolves, of course. I only had the opportunity to play Warhammer once, many years ago. They did have a couple of video games, I remember, for DOS back in the day. One was Warhammer. It was based on the old Panzer General engine, if you remember that. Also, there was a Space Marines first-person shooter or squad-based shooter, I believe. Didn't play that one so much. I like the war game, the actual game based on Panzer General engine. Forces of Chaos, who are the bad guys. Same deal. Chapters, combat patrols, how their guys work. Chaos demons. And of course, you got the various chapters of that. The alien threat. So there's 3 different. The Eldari, who always kind of reminded me of elves, right? The Blades of Torment, the Swarm, Wings of Votan, the Tau Empire. So, I mean, just for the reading material itself and the artwork, pretty nice. But you'll see what if this is a core book, it's more of an encyclopedia, if you ask me. Core rules. So Gets into how stuff's done, you know, the order of command phase, movement phase, shooting phase, damage charge phase, fight phase, core concepts, missions, armies. It's heavily assuming that you're going to be using miniatures. You are, of course, probably welcome to make up your own little counters to fight, but it won't look as cool, right? But as much space as miniatures take on a gaming board, you might be better off with a hex map or something like that. Transport, shooting phase, raking attacks, inflicting damage, weapon abilities, lethal hits, all sorts of freaky space marines, equipment there, making melee attacks, and then you consolidate. Deployment abilities, stratagems, tank shock, strategic reserves, terrain features, how to get over stuff, I suppose, barricades, fuel pipes, hills, mountains. Lots of artwork, but they got to throw in some more. Here's some example battlefields. Aircraft rules, mustering your army. Seems like it could get quite crowded on the battlefield. Missions, only war. And then the combat patrol thing, which is squad versus squad. It seems missions, a couple of, you know, basic scenarios, things like that. Yeah, that's about it in the Warhammer 40,000 core rule book. Now, looking around, yes, there is tons of more stuff, which only makes sense from a business perspective. Various chapters even in more detail and painting and more, you know, of course the miniatures are out there, and definitely, you know, if you're into the painting thing, I was when I was younger. Now that my eyesight is terrible, painting thing ain't much for me. Hopefully you like this video. Hit like, subscribe, leave some comments about Warhammer 40,000 for me. Let me know if you play. I think they do play locally in a local game store. Haven't been in the store in a couple of years, but they were playing that, which was nice. They had a big room to play things like that. Your kitchen table, your dining room table, not so much, right? But if you got visit warhammer.com, lots of lore out there for this game. Anyway, like I said, hope you like what you see. Let me know in the comments, and we'll see you sometime this week.